What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the vlog and thank you for tuning in. First and foremost, I do apologize. It has been a week without a video, maybe a little bit longer at this point. I have some huge news that I'm excited to show and share with you. It'll probably be this next episode. I've been talking about it for a while, but it is the largest thing I've ever done for myself, so I'm excited to show you guys. Also, you guys love drama. I have seen so much misinformation online about what actually happened with my 2020 C8 Corvette, what the final verdict is, and what the actual truth is. So let's start there. My Corvette, my LT2, did blow. I have about 7,500 miles on my car right now. As you guys know, I started off with nitrous after just 500 miles on the car in order to do some drag racing records. We didn't quite beat the records, but we got a little itch in our system to come back wanting for more. So the next best step was working with Pites Performance in order to twin turbo my C8 Corvette without necessarily a tuning solution. But that's where a lot of people are mistaken. Pites engineered this super cool piggyback controller that I don't want to get too into it, but it has some super awesome features and it was able to keep the car safe with fueling, with timing. So tuning was not the issue. The issue was, before we get any further, I'd like to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. I want to take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. If you keep up with my channel, then you know I've promoted this game in the past, and for good reason. It is a turn-based RPG that is free to play and works on iOS, Android, and PC. I like to play when I'm taking a break from working on my cars or waiting for an engine to be rebuilt. You've probably already heard of the game from me, and if you guys haven't, you've probably heard of it from other YouTubers because it's one of the best mobile role-playing games available. But if not, you essentially gather a bunch of champions, over 500 to collect, upgrade them and equip them with different artifacts, and then battle it out with other online players for challenges. Raid has 16 different factions, such as orcs, dwarves, undead hordes, and many more. If you scroll through the index screen, you can find them all there. Each faction is made of many unique champions. My favorite faction is the Lizardmen because they are kind of the outcasts like me, and are also massive and do major damage. I mean, look at my dude Fushan, he's a total badass, and he reminds me of my G-body with those big horns. But seriously, look at these guys. Jacko North, look what we got to eat for an afternoon snack. My personal favorite part of the game is the arena with other PvP battles. Crisp used for build, and I have a little bit of a rivalry going on right now, and it's fun, but it's getting intense. And the other really great thing is that there are so many different ways to play and new features being added, so it never gets old. Recently, they added champion fragments, which lets you collect pieces of champions that you can use to summon specific awesome champions. There's also a new Bazaar, where you can load up on high-value items with the gold bars you win in Tag Arena, and they just extended the daily login rewards up to 270 days. So guys, if you haven't already done so, go in the link in the description below and get 100,000 silver and your free champion, Death Chanter. All will be waiting for you in your inbox after hitting the link and downloading the game. Good luck, and I'll see you in the game. I won't be playing nice. Again, huge thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's episode. Now, let's get back to the final verdict on the C8. At least for me and my car, we really wanted to push the limits. Maybe a little too zesty on that one. As you guys saw on the dyno, we put down like 830 pounds of torque. Definitely sent it a little too hard. Now, here's where the series of events occurred. When I brought the car back, I made a comment about the gas that I put in the car might have been the issue. What we saw and what we know. Before my rally, we went to go take out the C8 Corvette on the street in order to do some data logging just to make sure everything was good and working a-okay. I wanted to show Sandy what we had been up to in Texas, so I two-stepped the car, launched it a little aggressively, and that's where we started hearing the noise, brought it back to the shop. We stuck a borescope inside the engine, see if we could look at one of the pistons. Now, we thought we had broken a piston because of a weird shadow that we saw on the surface of it. Turns out the pistons were great. There's no signs of detonation. Upon further examination of the engine, after doing some measurements on clearances, we found out that we bent a couple of the rods. Now, the rods, we believe we bent a long time ago. We think the most recent pull of me setting her a little too hard was what sent it over the edge. And the rods weren't the only thing that we broke. We also broke the flywheel. So when the car wasn't idling, we weren't hearing that ticky sound, when we went to go turn the engine over by hand, we could hear kind of a rattling inside the transmission. Thankfully, it wasn't the transmission, it was the dual mass flywheel, and we think one of the weights on the inside of it came apart. broke, maybe a spring on the inside. We haven't taken it apart, so we don't know for sure yet. So that's where we're at. It is nobody's fault, you guys. We're building a race car. We're trying to have some fun. We got incredible data to know how far we can push this car. Thanks to the awesome help of the guys over at Texas Speed, we built the first 2020 C8 Corvette LT2 engine, and look at some of the footage that they sent over to me.
Hey, what's up, Amelia? Hope all your viewers are enjoying the C8 build. I just wanted to give you a little update here on how your engine's doing. So we got the short block together here, so it's all been cleaned up and machined and everything. Unfortunately, due to a few changes in the bell housing region, we weren't able to put it in one of our Centroid CNC machines and mill the deck and mill all the surfaces like that. Luckily, your block's in great condition. It's pretty much brand new, so we were able to just clean it all up, deck's perfect and everything like that, and then get this new rotating assembly in there. So it is the factory crank. You guys can see the difference here on the length of this snout. This is the main difference in the crank versus an LT1. So it has a crazy fuel or oil pumps down here, about like a triple pump system. So that's the explanation for the extension on the crank there. Pistons and rods are basically the same from the factory. So here's a look at one of the rods out of your engine here. So this is actually the worst bent one. It's hard to tell, but it is a little bent. You can see here on the bottom of the piston where it shortened it enough to actually hit the crank. So this was making a little contact. I'm not sure that's that crazy noise you were hearing. That does seem like the flywheel. But yeah, this definitely would have been making a tiny bit of noise, and obviously isn't good for anything. So we got that fixed up. Pistons, basically, this piston rod combination is very similar to the LT1, if not identical. So we went ahead and went with one of our Texas Speed I-beam rods in here now, so a lot stronger. These things are conservatively rated to about 1,000, 1,200 wheel. We've seen people do a lot more, but these will definitely suit the job right. We went with a set of Wiseco Pistons. This isn't the exact piston because we didn't have another set in stock, but this basically is the exact same for a stroker version. But you can see here it's all set up for the direct injection and everything, a little different than an LS piston. It's cut out for the oil squirters underneath and everything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at so far. Let me flip it over. You can take a look underneath. Okay, so yep, like I was saying, the TSP I-beam rods under here. You can see the pistons in there and the oil squirters and everything, so kind of neat to check that out. I always like the oil squirters myself, so yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, we'll get this thing wrapped up and back to you in no time, Amelia. Take it easy.
And what would the episode be without a little bit of time lapse of them disassembling that engine in order to tear it apart? Long story short, we bent a rod and we broke the flywheel. No signs of detonation on the piston. Engine otherwise looked pretty healthy. We didn't see it when we disassembled the engine, but when we shipped it off to Texas Speed, the guys over there did notice that there was a little bit of contact made on the piston from the crank. Now, we didn't think to look when we had the engine apart because the LSs have a lot more clearance than the LTs do, but you live and you learn. This is my first LT I'd ever taken apart, and I believe it was Sandy's too. Now here's the trick. Moving forward, we know our limiting factor is going to be this transmission. We already broke the flywheel. talking with a couple companies who do transmissions. There isn't anything available to the market yet. I hear the gearboxes for the most part are pretty stout. The clutch packs are where, let's say, the issue could be. We're experiencing them slipping now. I have a feeling we did some major damage to them already, and you can't buy clutch packs alone. You have to buy the transmission and just replace the full transmission. So hoping we can get a solution for the clutches soon. Really, guys, we'll probably just end up putting the transmission back with the car and see how much longer those clutches hold up for. It could be 5 miles, it could be 5 feet, it could be 100 miles, it could be 1,000. You know, it's really tough to say, and we won't really know until she breaks, and that's just kind of the R&D process. And hopefully by then someone's come out with some modified, upgraded clutch packs, because I really don't want to buy another transmission. And on top of that, we're also trying to help a couple companies get the R&D process done, so hopefully I have an update for you soon. But the next limiting factor is definitely going to be the transmission. Now, the guys over at Complete Street Performance watch the channel. What's up, guys? And they have a couple C8s, and they're also doing a meth port injection system using the factory intake. So Texas Speed shipped them my intake. They did everything, and here's some footage of what is currently in the mail and headed my way.
Hey guys and subscribers of Amelia, this is Andrew and Eric from Complete Street Performance here, and it's really nice to be here. This is a nice channel. We should get one of these. We should definitely get one of these. Well, the reason why we're here is because we are now doing a little bit of work with Amelia. Actually, Eric has installed the ProMeth direct port injection on her intake manifold. I'm not sure that we should give this one back. What do you think?
This one's prettier than mine, so now I have to redo mine, but no, this is going to be a huge benefit for her to have direct port.
Yeah, one of the benefits of direct port injection is that instead of coming in through the plate here, it will be directly injected into the cylinder, or at least the runner, and evenly distribute the meth. But like good meth, not that like shit that makes your teeth fall out. Like, I don't think there's anybody here that does that. I hope not to. And this is the same thing that's on Eric's car, and a very similar version of that is going to be on mine. We're still working on mine, hoping it finishes. We test fit this on my car, and looks really good. Here's a picture. Anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying this, and you know, if you don't mind, send a subscribe over our way. It's Complete Street Performance. It doesn't say it on my shirt because I'm wearing the Super CSP shirt today. Eric just...
I just wear whatever I pick up.
Yeah, he's like a biker.
Yeah, this is an old school, like, West Coast chopper shirt.
Oh, well, see, you're liking the West Coast. Well, we're over here on the East Coast, so Amelia, you know, she needs to visit one of these times. She wants to get, like, beat in her C8. What do you think? You should beat that.
I mean, I'll beat it.
I don't know what's going to happen to mine yet.
You got to start before you can make those claims.
I know. You've been beating the heck out of yours, too.
And it hasn't blown up.
Hasn't blown up, unlike somebody. But guys, we really appreciate the opportunity to work with Amelia. We're talking back and forth, and together I think we're going to provide a lot of cool things, a lot of cool content for everybody's channel. Anything else?
No, put it on and go.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.
So I'm sitting here editing this video right now, and I haven't actually seen the take that the guys over at CSP sent me, but I do have to say, if you haven't bent a rod yet, it's because you're not going fast enough. And also, Andrew, I found a photo of your car for you, so you don't have to worry about it. Now lastly, we're past the tuning bit, because obviously you can see from the detonation from the engine that wasn't the case. We're just pushing too many boosts. With that being said, I do look forward to bringing my C8 back to Texas in order to hook up Heights' controller, in order to do a little configuring on the car. He has some new cool features that I wanted to share with you guys too.
How's it going, Amelia? Howdy from Texas, the land of horsepower and 10-gallon hats. We're really excited here at Heights Performance. Amelia, we cannot wait to have you get your car back here. Also, we did send you the flywheel, so you got that coming your way as well. And once you get that back in, get it over here, it's gonna be awesome. And you guys at home, you've been aware of what's going on. You've seen the trials and tribulations. That's all kind of part of the R&D process. We win as a team, we lose as a team, all right? And we have found some of the weak links. We found some of the limits. So we can create a safe and reliable kit for you guys at home who are going to be buying these twin turbo kits for your car. And as I say this, I have another twin turbo C8 right behind me with our kit on it. We're actually dialing it in on the dyno right now using some new updates, this is really the most exciting part. I'm really excited about it, actually. We've got a lot of new updates from our controller. We're putting them to use. We're testing them currently as we speak right behind me. Some of those new features include timing retard based off manifold pressure and or boost. Again, you guys have seen those things that we've ran into, those issues that we've had, and so we're trying to address every problem that we absolutely can to make this kit as awesome, as repeatable, as bulletproof as possible for you guys at home. So that's really, again, what we're going for, and we couldn't be more excited to share the results with you guys. I'm gonna get back to doing some work and making some horsepower, making some things happen. And Amelia, again, we cannot wait to see you again. Please let me know if you need anything. And you guys at home, I'm so excited you can be a part of this process and follow along with us, because we're really trying to do something special here. And we think that we want to share all of that with you guys, and that's what we're doing, and that's what we're going to continue to do. So until next time, you guys stay tuned.
I mean, listen, you guys, with racing cars, you're gonna break shit, and you gotta find where that point of no return is, where the limiting factor is. You gotta find out what the stock engine can hold up to, and we're doing that because we're trying to push the car and exceed the limits further and faster than anyone else is doing, because we got some goals of our own with this. We're trying to break records, not hearts. But you gotta break parts to break records. I'm excited for what we've done, and I'm excited for what's to come. Thank you, Texas Speed. Thank you, Complete Street Performance. Thank you, Pites Performance. It is so awesome to see a bunch of amazing companies coming together for one goal, and that goal is petrol. Wait. And I mean, what did people expect? I was just gonna put twin turbos in my car and be satiated at that? Have you seen the Buick? Cold start for the boys.
You're just lucky it didn't shit her out at the block.
I say honestly, that was probably the best case scenario, was bending a rod and breaking the flywheel.
Not to talk anything bad on GM, but
They're watching this episode, watch what you say.
I'm just saying, this made 800 and what? We didn't even gap the rings in that.
I also have another tidbit of huge news that I will share with you. I bought
not
it.
now.
Yeah, just not now.
I bought a click.
We have another build that we're going to be announcing on the channel in the next few episodes here. So one, the next episode, the biggest news I've ever shared, and it is honestly so scary, and I'm so excited to share with you guys. And this is the part of the reason why I haven't been posting in a while. And two, got another build that we're going to be announcing soon.
What did you buy?
Wait, can we just say it and bleep it out?
I'm gonna bleep whatever you say.
So you're just
But this is scary, because
we should get the engine in the next few days, so in the meantime we got a fun project to work on. We're gonna get the engine in this, and then I'm going to announce the next project. Still waiting on the drag strips to open to take Mimi out, and Envy, I broke a front lower control arm when I went out drifting last. Some good seat time in that day though. So for all of you guys writing these news articles, stay tuned because there's gonna be a lot more. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so excited of what's to come on the build. And stay tuned. Ecrew, we out here with love. Bye! And for all of you new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. If you don't subscribe already, please do. And hit those notifications, stay up to date with content, and I'll catch you on the next one. more of an an addiction than a disease, but I guess an addiction is a disease. So either way, I need either an AA group or I need some goddamn help.